Welcome back to Let's Make a Game, a channel about making computer role-playing games using the free program Twine and the Sugarcube format for Twine. In this video, I would like to continue talking about my current project of trying to code a complete game in 30 days. This is day 23 of the 30-day challenge. Firstly, I would like to announce that a complete, but not completely tested, version of the game is available for download at the itch.io link in the description of this video. What I'd like to do with most of this video is continue talking about the display and branching passage, which handles the different types of paragraph that you encounter when playing the game. So we're up to type 3, which is rolling against an attribute. The first thing we need to do is find which number attribute we're dealing with. And the reason we need to find that is because in the paras array, I don't have the number, but I have the name of the attribute. So I wrote strength, agility, charisma, whatever it may be. The reason I did that was to make it easier for me. I didn't have to keep looking up numbers. I also didn't risk putting a 3 when I meant a 4 or whatever. And it also makes it easier for someone following the code, I think, to see what's happening. You can see dexterity and go, yes, that's rolling against dexterity, rather than having to look it up. But as a result of that, we need to turn that text into a number. So we set y equal to 1, and then we include the find attribute passage. The find attribute passage has a single if. It says if attribute underscore name y is not equal to paras current 2. Paras current 2 is where we have the text strength, dexterity, and charisma, whatever it may be. If it's not equal to this slot of the attribute name array, then set y++, in other words, add 1 to it and include find attribute. In other words, run this page again. It will look at attribute name 1, and if that's not right, it'll look at number 2, number 3, number 4, etc., until it finds the one that matches the text in the paras array. One consequence of that is that if I ever did a misspelling, it would just keep incrementing forever, and eventually that would cause an error and the program would crash. But assuming that we do get the number, then we roll against it, and that means simulating rolling a 20-sided die. So we set x equal to random 1 to 20, and if that roll is higher than the attribute, we're going to call that a failure, and if it's lower than or equal to the attribute, we're going to call that a success. And that is the only system that I really needed, basically. I didn't, for example, need a separate combat system, which is often considered to be the bare minimum requirement for a game of this type. Anyway, we set up some text here, which is going to have in red, saving versus strength or whatever it may be, rolled 7, 19, whatever it might be. Then if it's high enough to be a failure, if x is over the attribute underscore value, the relevant slot of that, then we add the text failure and we set the current paragraph to whatever's in slot 4 of the relevant bit of paras. And if that's not the case, then it's a success. And so we add the text success and we set it to slot 3. Then we print that text that we've been setting up, and then, as usual, we include display and branching, i.e. we go back to the top of the page. Number 4 is very straightforward. It's just go to the paragraph without any continue link. So all we do, set current equal to paras current 2, and then include display and branching. Number 5 is branching based on character. Remember that the different characters have different personality traits, and there are some points in the game where that will be relevant. So the way that it's set up is that we say there's a particular character, 1, 2, 3, or 4, and if the player has chosen that character, go to the paragraph in slot 3, otherwise go to the paragraph in slot 4. So this is always a case where one particular character is going to have a particular advantage or disadvantage. And we look at the $CHAR variable, which of course is where the characters are. Now I could have done the same logic as with the attributes, and instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, put farmer or detective, etc. But I guess because there's only 4 of them, I found it easier to remember, so I didn't. But if the character equals the one in slot 2, then go to the paragraph in slot 3. Otherwise, go to the paragraph in slot 4 and, once again, include display and branching. And that is all we have time for this video. In the next video, I will continue going through the different options, and I might talk about how I intend to automatically test the game as well. But for now, I will leave it there. I hope that was useful or interesting to at least some of you, and I hope you will tune in next time.